two main players in how this was made, right? You got, well, more than two, but the two main players that we'll talk about. You got the director and you got the writer.
Yeah.
Every movie lives and dies based off of the script. If the script is bad, there is nothing you can do to make it not bad. And Michael Waldron, the writer, the sole writer, because Stan Lee and Steve Ditko are associated as writers, but they just made the characters. Yes, yeah. Michael Walden was the writer for this.
Yeah.
Let me tell you everything that Michael Walden has ever written for. You ready?
Go for it. Because I don't know.
One episode of Rick and Morty. A short film called The Black Hole. 8 episodes of a Starz TV show called Heels. And Multiverse of Madness.
Wow, that's quite the resume.
Right.
Wait, here's the important question. Which episode of Rick and Morty was it?
It was in 2019, so it's season 4.
Okay.
I couldn't figure out which one. I was not going to go do the research and scrring through every episode of Rick and Morty.
Hey, tell us in the comments which one it is, because that's really gonna help.
It
me.
will really help. You're right. I really wanted to.
Episode,
I really wanted to. So here's a little more background on Michael Waldron. And to be fair, I don't want to blame him. I don't want to. Because somebody with that little work on especially Marvel and feature films should not have written that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Most of his Hollywood work started in 2013 being an intern for Rick and Morty.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a production assistant and a writer's assistant for Community and was an intern on Rick and Morty.
I know that show.
So those are his two big, like, hey, I'm getting into Hollywood sort of deals.
Yeah.
And then in 2017, he decided he was going to start producing because he, I guess, saw, two big things, Community and Rick and Morty.
Right.
You see how those get made and you have a decent idea. And he started with, deep cut here, YouTube Red. Do you know anything about YouTube Red?
Very little.
Okay, so YouTube Red was an effort by YouTube to try to make the creator space of YouTube more professional. So they were trying to give every large YouTube creator a space and budget to make higher end productions.
Yeah.
Including Michael Waldron, who came in, and his biggest claim to fame was being the executive producer for the entire series of Good Game, which was a narrative series made by the Game Grumps. That was his first foray into being like, I'm a big Hollywood guy, right?
Yeah.
And then he got to produce 10 episodes of Rick and Morty of season 3. He got to produce season 3. And then he made the short film in The Black Hole and Heels, whatever that is. And then worked as an executive producer for Loki. So somewhere between being an intern and making it to YouTube Red, he got a hold of a lot of money. And here's what generally happens when people decide that they're going to be producers and executives.
Yeah.
Is the way Hollywood works is the people with the money make the decisions, right? So not only did he...
I buy that.
Not only did he work as the writer for Multiverse of Madness, he's also a producer on Loki.
Okay.
He's also a writer on Loki.
Okay.
And so you can kind of piece together how he's weaseling his way into being an integral part of Marvel because he's giving them money to do stuff. Including what my opinion is, he gave them money to say, hey, make me the writer of this. I have a really good idea for Multiverse of Madness.
Okay.
And so he got himself into the Writers Guild and got himself represented so that he could be the writer for all of Multiverse of Madness. And there's a lot of problems with that because somebody who's not been in Marvel for a long time, there's rumors that he didn't even watch WandaVision and was just given the brief notes of what happened in WandaVision, which is kind of insane that if you're writing a movie about the entirety of Wanda's character, you didn't watch the fucking TV series that came out about Wanda's entire character, the only time that they cared about her in the series. You didn't watch that? Come on. Anyways, allegedly he didn't watch it. And then in comes Sam Raimi.
Oh, well, Sam Raimi's awesome. Mm-hmm. We love Sam Raimi.
In comes Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi reads the script. He's already in contract, right? Marvel goes, we want you to do this no matter what. And Sam Raimi, allegedly, again, this is from things that I've heard from things that I've seen online of people on set and people who have been a part of this. Sam Raimi goes, well, I need to make some adjustments to the script. And they go, no, you can't. You have to do it this way. And Sam Raimi goes, okay. And that's why you get things like while people are being turned into spaghetti in front of other people. Because Sam Raimi went, I'm going to aggressively comply.
I think, you know what I think? I think that that's a big problem in a lot, like in the whole.
I agree.
Because I think there are a lot of great movies that are bad because there's too many.
Yes.
You can't do it. You have to do it this way.
Yes.
And it's just like you're not letting the creator do their job.
Yep.
Like you're not letting the visionary bring forth their vision without all your notes and critiques on it. Mm-hmm. I think the movies that, I mean, like Everything Everywhere All at Once, that was solely them, and they were able to do whatever they wanted.
And you know who helped them? You know who helped them?
Who's that?
The executive producers for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Hold on, let me pop it up here. So you know that the two guys, Dan Kwan and Daniel Scheinert.
I could be the third Daniel if they're looking for an
could indeed. They both wrote and directed it together. They co-directed it. But the producers were, or the executive producers, I should say, where are they? Hold on. Cut this out.
Well, yeah, we'll skip to the
Future Jarvis, cut this out.
I'm leaving it in for sure.
Okay. The executive producers of Everything Everywhere All at Once are the Russo brothers.
Yes, I remember that. I actually remember hearing that. Then you said it. I was like, okay,
and it makes a lot of sense.
Wait, what else did the Russo brothers do?
They did the Avengers movies.
Well.
All of them. They did all of the Avengers movies. Yeah,
all the good stuff. Interesting.
Right. Yeah. And then Marvel was like, we want you to keep doing stuff. And they went, nah. And then they went and did that. Which and it makes sense.
One of the best movies I've ever seen, by the way.
Yes, I agree. 100%. Go watch that.
Yeah, if you haven't, you're crazy for not watching it. But yeah, so that's the thing is Sam Raimi is amazing. If you've ever seen any of his stuff, he's definitely more into the horror genre and that kind of thing, right? But which was why he was a great fit for this, because that was the kind of direction they wanted to go with the movie in the first place. But think about Sam Raimi. If you've ever watched his Spider-Man movies, which hopefully you have because they're great, except for the third one, which I think probably.
Oh, come on.
Oh no! Stop it! I refuse. I that was one of the ones where I think too many other people got involved.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because the first
two would be a great idea.
Because the first
too many times.
Yeah, the first two were great, but there's if you watch those movies, there's certain shots that he does, and there's certain things that he does a lot, and they're great and they're amazing, and I love what it brought to Marvel. That kind of cinematography that he does, the kind of things he just, I love it.
I saw a lot of people complaining about that too.
What?
Well, yeah, I know. I was like, it's a Sam Raimi movie.
I'm sorry,
this is not a Marvel movie. It's Sam Raimi,
dude, and it's great.
I enjoy Sam Raimi movie.
People complain about things being the same all the time. It's like, dude, Sam Raimi does the way he does things, and I love it.
Yeah,
it was so good. I love what's that one shot of they're going into Wanda's eye.
Yes.
The shot going into her eye. I was like, dude, I love that. Her crawling out of the symbol. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, so cool. Yeah. Just like everything that was creepy. Oh yeah, her in when she was following them with just the eyes glowing red a little bit. I was like, oh come on, man, it's so good.
It's classic. It's classic Sam Raimi.
So Sam Raimi. I love for sure. I'm glad that he stepped back into doing a superhero movie. Yeah. Again, because I think after what happened,
I don't think he will again. But
I think he was a little put off by it, but I'm glad he did. I wish it got better reception, but also like you said, it had to do with writing and some other stuff, and I'm just like, okay, writing and hierarchy, which is what
in my opinion, breaks down a lot of Hollywood movies these days.
Yeah, and I've talked with Clint, and let me give him a quick shout out. He actually has a YouTube channel as well. Pokemon stuff, Mud Kits and Bricks if you're into it. But he'll be on the channel at some point. But he's a huge Sam Raimi fan. So
yeah, who isn't?
But I think he liked the movie more than me. But I have the critiques of like knowing the comics and stuff, and he's like, well, that stuff and blah blah blah. And,
I think without Sam Raimi, this movie would have been significantly worse.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think Sam Raimi was definitely a good move.
A lot more lifeless.
Yeah, but I know he was sad when the first director was gone. But when he heard Sam Raimi was gone, he was like, okay, yeah, like if you had to get rid of him for him, then that's acceptable. But he was really worried until he heard that Sam Raimi was coming back. So
that's pretty good.
But yeah, they're just it's just like I said, there's small things. Like that's a small thing that I would have changed. I get like budgets and things like that. I definitely would have loved to see Illuminati more.
Yeah.
But I definitely would have changed at least that. That whole scene, them just standing there like doofuses, Reed Richards not being a smart guy at all.
Yeah. That whole thing,
the lack of teamwork.
Obviously malicious compliance on Sam Raimi's part.
Yeah.
It's like, well, the script doesn't say they do anything, so you guys are just going to stand there.
Yeah. So I definitely would have changed that at the minimum, and I think like my idea for a bigger thing is I would have loved, which was I think on one of the drafts, I would have loved to have seen Doctor Strange's one of his foes, Nightmare, which I think would have. I think they there's still some elements left in. It's
very possible that they're gonna.
I mean, I hope so, because like that's another thing I'm worried about. This, and I talk about Thor: Love and Thunder, is that they're not really introducing new characters as quickly as I would like, because the time's ticking and these characters are only going to be played for so long.
Yeah.
And so how often do we get new movies without getting new bad guys or characters introduced? So like with this one, we already know who Wanda is. So I would have loved to have seen Nightmare, which I think fits in great because Nightmare feeds off of obviously nightmares, right? And so with the after effects of what Thanos did, I believe that people being super stressed out, they're having worse dreams, powers up Nightmare to where he's getting strong enough where he can leave he wants to conquer more than just his own dimension wherever he is. I think it would have been cool if America Chavez accidentally opened a door to his dimension and or universe wherever he is, and he sees her powers, and then he gets out of his dimension and starts tracking her down. He's chasing her. And they do actually, in fact, get Wanda to come and help because this guy is insane and she's insanely powerful. And then my idea for the story would have been that they can't really kill Nightmare because he's just too strong. And he's always going to be, I think he's one of those concepts that's always wrong. As long as life exists and those negative sleep processes happen, he's going to exist because he feeds off of that. That's basically his life force. So as long as people exist. Now, that being said, they just kind of find a way to trap him. Maybe the Book of Ashanti's in there, maybe not. But they find a way to just kind of trap him. I think throughout this process, they can allude to Wanda maybe seeing her kids in one of these different universes and feeling that pull for her kids again that she lost. Because for me, I felt like she kind of was coming to terms with losing her kids, and like she kind of went a little overboard and stuff like that. I also see the fact that it alluded to her using the Darkhold at the end and hearing her kids, so I get that as well. So that could play into it in the sense of like, as they're taking care of Nightmare's going after America Chavez because of her powers. I think there could have been small hints that Wanda saw the benefit of America Chavez's powers as they were trying to save her. And once they finally get rid of the guy that they can't beat, they kind of trap him in his own place again. I think it would have been cool to, like we talked about earlier, have a shot of her fingers turning black and then her killing one of the Illuminati, like right off the bat, and everybody's freaking out. They don't know what's happening, but it's actually Wanda. And then she can explain like, oh, I need her power because I need my kids. And she could have been the main bad guy, but I still would have liked to have seen Nightmare or someone new introduced like that. But again, that's who knows how many millions of dollars extra to do my version. But that's my fever dream. At the very least, I think I would have tweaked just the Illuminati, to be honest with you. I don't know.
They were used as a set piece and not as characters.
Yes, exactly. I don't know. I think that's my small list. That, and there was the part where she was chasing them to the Book of Ashanti, and then at some point they stop and wait for her to show up behind the door. I'm like, dude, keep running. And Doctor Strange, when he gets the book, he's taking his sweet time, like, oh, here's the book. I was like, bro, open that thing up and freaking do something.
Yeah.
But those are small quibbles. After that, I think I'm good. I don't know if you have. I definitely want to start getting to the good stuff that we liked about the movie here.
So, continuing my rant about Michael Walden.
Yes.
This goes a lot deeper. So
I can feel it's the inconsistency. There's some deep-rooted stuff.
Yeah. That
you're dealing with
he
this
kicked
guy.
my dog. He stole from my family.
Sounds like it.
It's God. Okay, so we're gonna get into some weird like story conspiracy type stuff. The man got his break working on Rick and Morty, right? And there's a lot of people, and he worked specifically on season 3 and some of season 4. And there's a very well spoken video essay that I saw on YouTube that explains this in much greater detail. But there's a common agreement that Rick and Morty started falling off in season 3, and the reason why, which I kind of disagree, but the reason I disagree is because I think the episodes are better. Probably my favorite season. But the reason they say that is because all of the characters changed their core beliefs. And all of the characters changed their core beliefs, not in ways that are progressive to their characters, but regressive to their characters. So Rick and Morty started out being about this drunk scientist taking his grandson on adventures. The pilot episode is drunk Rick saying that he's going to drop a neutrino bomb on the world and get rid of it, and Morty stops him from doing so. Right? That's how we're introduced to these characters. Seasons 3 of Rick and Morty is when they started saying that Rick is the smartest man in the universe. Right? And they stick by that. Like, that's a new rule for the entire series, is Rick is the smartest man in the universe. And no matter what happens to him, he can either have a exoskeleton bodysuit that gets him out of any situation at any time, or a high school girl can just get the best of him and kill his best friend at any point in time. Right? Like Deus Ex Machina, no matter what.
Right.
And the problem with doing that is that another season 1 episode, if you can recall way back to season 1, was that there was an episode where Morty gets a love potion from Rick, where Rick gave, I don't remember what pheromones, and then Morty ended up getting it spread to everybody, and Rick's idea to counteract the love potion pheromones was to put mantis pheromones, because mantises eat their loved ones, right? So they'll cancel each other out. There's no way in any universe you can convince anybody that the smartest man, drunk or sober, would think that was a good idea. And so it takes the core character structure from season 1 and 2, and they go, fuck it, we're going to do something else. And that's where Michael Walden learned about characters, is that you can take the things that make the characters, but if you have an idea that doesn't really fit with the characters, fuck it. Just put it in there anyway. Which is why we get evil Doctor Strange and Wanda doing God knows what in the Illuminati that apparently isn't even close to what they should be, and all of this fun. Like, I would say that if I can credit anything to Michael Walden, he's really good at creating the spectacle. Right, the set pieces and the design of the world that he was trying to create was well done. Could it have been better? Yes, but I couldn't have done it. Right. That's like, but the thing that was missing, the core thing that was missing, was the characters being put in the world were not the same characters that everybody had already come to agreement with. Right. These are, hey, who cares if Doctor Strange needs to put a hold down on the rules or whatever, but he doesn't really want to. But he's also like your dad now, so that's fine. And Wanda will, I think you said it, will in one scene be like, goodbye, 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 and then just be playing nice to, I don't know, to do it, I guess.
Yeah, that. If full-time movie fans, thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you had a good time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We want to hang out and discuss the movie with you. So don't forget to do that below. Have a good one. I hope your day is everything you dreamed it'd be and more.